This evening, the Ghana Teachers Union is steadfast in its decision to prolong industrial action beyond the initial planned 2 weeks unless the government addresses their demands for better salaries and working conditions. We'll dive into the details of this unfolding situation and what it means for education in Guyana. In a landmark legal development, the High Court has ruled that former husbands in Guyana can now seek spousal maintenance from their ex-wives, making a significant shift towards gender equality in post-divorce financial support. We'll explore the implications of this ruling and its impact on future divorce cases. Turning to law enforcement, the Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit has made a significant bust in the Eccles housing scheme, arresting Sauce with a substantial quantity of suspected cannabis and ammunition. On the development front, significant progress is being made towards the realization of Silica City, with the draft master plan expected by mid-2024. Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodriguez, shared insights into the infrastructure development. Lastly, in regional news, Trinidad and Tobago are grappling with a massive oil spill after a mystery vessel ran aground, affecting nearly 10 miles of coastline and prompting Prime Minister Keith Rowley to declare a national emergency. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for February 13, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, the Ghana Teachers Union is prepared to extend its industrial action beyond the initial 2 weeks time frame until the government addresses their concerns. President of the GTU, Mark Light, stated that the union is exploring legal options to defend teachers against measures taken by the Ministry of Education, including salary deductions for unauthorized absence. Despite the ministry's warning of deductions, Light asserted that the strike was legal and in accordance with collective bargaining protocols. He criticized the Ministry of Labor for siding with the government instead of acting as a neutral mediator. Additionally, Light dismissed government accusations regarding the GTU's financial accountability, stating that all financial records undergo auditing and scrutiny. The ongoing strike, now in its 7th day, has impacted schools nationwide, with teachers protesting outside ministries' offices across the regions. The GTU continues to demand better working conditions and salary increases for teachers, as outlined in a proposal dating back to 2020. In other news, a High Court ruling on Monday marked a significant shift in Ghana's legal landscape regarding spousal maintenance. Former husbands are now granted the right to seek financial support from their ex-wives. Former husbands are now granted the right to seek financial support from their ex-wives, overturning previous laws that exclusively mandated men to pay maintenance to their former wives. But before you go running to the courts, it is essential to note that the ruling does not retroactively apply to previous divorces, but only to cases proceedings from Monday, February 12, 2024. Onwards. Attorney at law Tamara Evelyn Khan revealed that Chief Justice Roxanne George Wiltshire delivered the landmark decision, declaring that the previous Matrimonial Causes Act, which restricted maintenance obligations to men, was unconstitutional. This ruling effectively allows both men and women to apply for maintenance from their former spouses. The court found that the previous law, specifically Section 14 of the Matrimonial Clauses Act, infringed upon principles of equality before the law and equal protection and benefits as outlined in Article 149 of Ghana's Constitution. Consequently, the court modified Section 14 to comply with constitutional standards until the National Assembly made necessary amendments. This decision marks a significant step towards gender equality in matters of spousal maintenance, affirming equal rights and responsibilities for both former husbands and wives. During a Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit operation, a man was arrested with over 200 parcels of foreign marijuana and ammunition at Eccles Housing Scheme. Dil Jarvis has more details.
The Customs Anti-Narcotic Unit made an interception during an operation at Eccles Housing Scheme, East Bank Demerara on Friday, February 9, 2024. A lone male occupant, Rohan Rambaran, known as Sauce, driving a motor vehicle, was intercepted, leading to the discovery of illicit substances and ammunition. The operation yielded 5 large bales wrapped in plastic, containing a total of 250 brick-like parcels suspected to be cannabis. Additionally, a further search of Rambaran's residence at Eccles housing scheme revealed 7 9mm live rounds of ammunition in a magazine. Rambaran was promptly arrested and escorted to Kanu's headquarters along with the confiscated items, which were later confirmed to be foreign marijuana, commonly referred to as creepy. This is not Rambaran's first encounter with the law. In December 2009, he was convicted for involvement in importation, possession, and trafficking of large quantities of cannabis and cocaine. Despite serving a lengthy sentence in Barbados prison, he was released on time served in August 2019 and deported to Guyana. Investigation into the recent seizure are ongoing. Reporting for Headline News Update, Dale Jervis.
Stick around when we return. Ghana's Sustainable Urban Project gains momentum with draft master plan set for mid-2024 release, and man sentenced to 7 years for manslaughter of nephew.
Come celebrate 1770 with us. It's our birthday. Yeah, celebrate 1770 with us. Yeah. It's our 17th anniversary, and we're celebrating in style by giving away $17 million in 17 days. Top up with $1,000 or more for a chance to be one of 17 lucky winners of $1 million. Don't miss your chance. Top up today. Digicel, 17 years of bringing you the best. Come celebrate 1770 with us. It's our birthday.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny? I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Cab Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. 58-year-old Ganesh Lal, formerly of Anna Katerina, West Coast, Demerara, was sentenced to 7 years in prison for manslaughter when he appeared at the Demerara High Court on Monday, February 13. Initially charged with murder, Lal pleaded guilty to the lesser offense of manslaughter of his nephew, Rajendra Paul Hira, in 2018 before Justice Priya Srinarayan Bihari. During the trial, Lal confessed to strangling Hira during a confrontation over money between July 15th and 16th of 2018. Hira, who lived with Lal and their grandparents, was known for demanding money to support his habits of smoking and binge drinking, often resorting to verbal and physical abuse when refused. Lal recounted that he strangled Hira during a confrontation intended to protect his parents from Hira's aggressive demands for money. The following morning, Hira was found dead by his grandmother, with autopsy reports attributing his death to asphyxiation from neck compression injuries. Despite Hero's troubled past and the family's forgiveness for Lal, who expressed remorse and sought forgiveness, the court handed down the sentence considering time already spent in pre-trial detention and mandated participation in rehabilitation programs. Lal has no prior criminal records. Moving on, we tell you now that significant strides are being made towards the realization of Silica City, with the draft master plan expected to be available by mid-2024. Minister within the Ministry of Housing and Water, Susan Rodriguez, revealed this development during a recent episode of the Ghana Dialogue. Silica City, situated along the Sault-Ste-Linden Highway, aims to address the impact of climate change and urban settlement challenges. The project, spanning 3,800 acres, is already underway with infrastructure development, including residential homes, shopping centers, apartments, hotels, and more. Collaborating with the University of Miami, Guyana seeks to leverage expertise in architecture and design to craft a comprehensive master plan. Emphasizing accessibility, the government is constructing a highway from Mandela to Eccles, providing easy access to Silica City and enhancing connectivity with the Sault-Ste-Linden Highway. With its focus on contemporary, eco-friendly living, Silica City aligns with Guyana's vision for sustainable development. The project includes green spaces, smart homes with energy-saving technologies, and a commitment to affordability. Silica City is anticipated to be a significant step towards Guyana's more sustainable and inclusive future. Don't go away after the break. EU leaders advocate for stronger defense alliances after Trump's NATO remark, and Senegal unrest. Calls for justice and democracy grow amid election outrage.
Come celebrate 1770 with us. It's our 17th anniversary and we are celebrating with up to 40% discount on handsets. Get the Samsung A05 for just $16,000 or go for the Samsung A15 for just $29,000 or the Samsung A245 for just $35,000. But wait, there's more. You also get 1 month free data plan with any handset purchase. Limited time offer. Hurry to a Digicel store today. 17 years of bringing you the best. 1770 with us.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Current smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. Emergency workers in Trinidad and Tobago are scrambling to clean up a massive oil spill after a mystery vessel ran aground near the Caribbean island, casting a pall over carnival tourism. Prime Minister Keith Rowley on Sunday declared a national emergency as oil leaking from the vessel affected some 15 kilometers of coastline. Al Jazeera's John Hendren reports.
A massive oil spill has darkened the waters off the coast of the island nation of Trinidad and Tobago.
Cleaning and restoration can only seriously begin after we brought the situation under control. Right now, the situation is not under control.
Crews raced to clean up the spill from an upturned mystery vessel that ran aground in a harbor near the village of Lembeau, erecting a large yellow net to protect the coastline. Prime Minister Keith Rowley declared a state of emergency, saying local authorities have more questions than answers on the leaking vessel.
We don't know who it belongs to. We have no idea where it came from. And we also don't know all that it contains. What we do know, it appears to be broken, having made contact here, and is leaking some kind of hydrocarbon that is fouling the water and the coastline. That vessel could have come to us from any kind of operation, especially if the operation is illicit.
The spill clouds the waters and the economic health of the southernmost islands in the Caribbean at the height of Carnival, when tourism is crucial to the local economy. Divers spotted the name Gulfstream on the side of the foundered craft and have identified a length of cable possibly suggesting it had been towed. Adding to the mystery, the nation's emergency management agency says there are no signs of anyone manning the 100-meter-long vessel. The United Nations is working with the government to coordinate an international aid response to the spill. John Hendren, Al Jazeera.
Internationally, the leaders of Germany, France, and Poland are calling for stronger military ties in Europe. That's after U.S. presidential candidate Donald Trump said he would not protect NATO member states that aren't contributing enough funds to the alliance. Al Jazeera's Dominic Kane reports.
An armoured Polish unit takes part in live fire exercises. These tanks are a vital element of Poland's military, which has doubled in size in the last 10 years. Poland's Prime Minister says his country embraces its role on the world stage.
There is no alternative to transatlantic cooperation or to NATO. Europe must become a safe continent. This means the EU, France and Poland must become strong states ready to defend their own borders.
Tusk was speaking in the aftermath of comments by former US President Donald Trump, in which he said that while in office he'd warned a NATO ally he'd encourage Russia to do whatever it wanted to them if they didn't pay their way. The principle of collective defence has been the cornerstone of European security for decades. With the US footing the bill through NATO, many governments have kept defence spending low, especially since the Cold War ended, particularly in Germany, where one analyst says Trump's words have caused an outcry.
People are really shocked, and I think realizing that they need to use the coming month up to the US elections to come up with a plan B in case Trump will be re-elected.
But what exact shape that plan B might take, and perhaps more importantly who might finance it, is not clear, because defence spending is a difficult topic for any German government, but especially the current one with its recent budget problems. The Chancellor says he shares the Polish view of the need for European solidarity.
NATO's guarantee of collective defense is unrestricted. All for one and one for all. And I will say now, any attempt to relativize this guarantee is irresponsible and dangerous, and is only in Russia's interests. No one is allowed to play with Europe's security or make deals that risk it.
The undeclared fear here is how that would survive a possible second Trump administration. Dominic Kane, Al Jazeera, Berlin.
Finally, in their latest music video, Senegalese hip-hop collective Enough denounces President Macky Sall's regime, highlighting issues the press cannot cover. Nationwide protests erupt following the postponement of elections escalating into violence. Opposition condemns the delay as a constitutional coup, prompting ECOWAS intervention. Al Jazeera's Nicholas Haig reports.
Enough is a Senegalese hip-hop collective denouncing in their latest clip what the press in their country can't. Macky Sall crushing the poor, complicit with the justice system, repressing democracy, favoring autocracy. Lyrics from rapper Fatim. She says she's giving a voice to the voiceless.
My fight is not to bring down Macky Sall. I'm on the side of the people to carry their voice. The people is unwell. The people is suffering. This is a revolt. Our music is a weapon to shake the government.
A student, a street vendor, and a 16-year-old boy all killed during nationwide demonstrations on Friday after Sall announced a 9-month delay to the presidential elections meant to take place this month. Violence on the streets spread to Parliament, where the delay in the elections was voted into law after security forces booted out opposition MPs who were staging a protest in the National Assembly. For the opposition, the delay in the elections is a constitutional coup orchestrated by President Sall in a country that has experienced only peaceful power transitions. The West African body ECOWAS sent a delegation to mediate an end to an unprecedented political crisis in a region marked by military takeovers.
I hold out my hand to say to the political actors, be careful. Be careful because we are not alone on the stage. And if politicians are not capable of getting along with the essentials, other organized forces will do it instead. And they'll lose everything, and the country too.
Several unions, including transport, teachers, and the press unions, are taking part in a nationwide strike on Tuesday. Several journalists have been beaten for filming police brutality. Together, they call on people to join a peaceful, silent march as part of a nationwide civil disobedience movement. Police are out in full force. We're keeping a safe distance because authorities say that this civil disobedience movement is an illegal gathering. But for the organizers, they say the security forces are not protecting the people, but rather the president and his decision to delay the election. In the face of police repression, the movement has gone online. Pressure on the president is growing. Enough, a collective that supported Macky Sall to power in 2012 in the face of the then president trying to extend his time in power, is back at it 12 years on. This time against Sall, a fight for democracy they say they won't give up. Nicholas Hawk, Al Jazeera, Dakar.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3-day weather forecast. And that's TV2 Headline News for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.